Trump receives negative news from Attorney General Willis regarding the Georgia election meddling trial. Trump will now have to deal with the evidence against him more sternly. I will go over everything in depth in this brief video. Please click the subscribe button and enable notifications before we get started, so that you may start receiving our daily breaking news continuously. I am grateful. Willis seems to be drawing the legal boundaries closer. Former federal prosecutor Harry Litman and other co-defendants anticipate more plea agreements in the Georgia case against Trump. Among the 18 accused, they are anticipated to come next. Key players in recent events have included Sidney Powell, a former Trump attorney, and Jeffrey Clark, a former officer of the Justice Department. Litman's anticipation of new transactions implies that Kenneth Chesterbrough and John Eastman have agreed to negotiate deals. Trump may face greater legal difficulties in Georgia if more co-defendants decide to work with the prosecution. On the 12th, Newsweek published an article stating that the statute accuses Trump of 13 offenses related to states, corrupt organizations, and racketeer influence. The accusations center on Trump's alleged coordination of efforts to rig the 2020 presidential election. Trump fiercely disputes any misconduct in the face of these grave accusations, claiming that there is no obligation. One cannot underestimate the significance of Trump's close associates, such as his former allies and legal counsel, accepting plea bargains. One cannot undervalue the significance of Trump's close associates, such as his former allies and legal counsel, accepting plea bargains. These agreements frequently entail working with prosecutors, who can offer data and proof that could have an impact on the case as a whole. These co-conspirators' cooperative attitude may further highlight holes in Trump's defense. Trump's purported attempts to annul the results of the 2020 election have created a complex and politically charged legal environment. The findings of the probes may affect how the public views the former president's actions both during and after his administration. Attorney General Willis, who is in charge of Georgia's prosecution of Trump, has not yet made a statement regarding the most recent events. The 13 accusations against Trump signify a complicated and multidimensional legal struggle that goes well beyond the confines of the courtroom, especially in light of potential additional plea agreements. Trump's constant claims that the charters are politically motivated further contribute to the highly polarizing nature of the case. Political watchers and legal experts will be closely observing how these developments affect Trump's legal standing and any possible political fallout. The case's complexity and the current political climate have made it the subject of continuous post-presidential legal disputes. Trump is laying out his plans in full in case he is defeated in the 2024 election. Former President Donald Trump issued a warning on Friday, in all caps on his genuine social platform, that if he is not elected in 2024, America will face a catastrophic financial collapse and a new Great Depression. In an enraged tirade on the internet, Trump claimed that the economy is dire and that consumer purchasing power has been destroyed by inflation, which, according to some accounts, has increased by more than 30% over the past 3 years. He continued by asserting that the only thing keeping the economy afloat at the moment is the legacy of the initiatives implemented by his administration. The only thing sustaining the economy is the work that we have done under the Trump administration, as Royal Story reported on Saturday, December 30th. The only reason the stock market is rising is because institutions and people think I will win the 2024 presidential election. Trump kept up his ominous forecasts, claiming that Folia would cause a stock market meltdown greater than 1929's, ushering in a new Great Depression and ensuring his return to the presidency. A well-known rallying call underscored his menacing prediction. Restore greatness to America. This latest declaration is consistent with what Trump said earlier in September during a rally in South Dakota. Where? He acknowledged me somberly. It's probably the beginning of the Great Depression, something I have never openly stated before. I hate to say that, but I have no choice but to say it in this state. Enabled him to deliver a compelling message regarding the condition of American democracy and the possible dangers it confronts. Colbert raised awareness of important concerns such as the weakening of the rule of law, assaults on the free press, and the dissemination of false information by drawing attention to Trump's actions and their effects on democratic institutions. How do you feel about this topic? Kindly share your thoughts, and let's have a discussion in the comments. His emphasis on the rebellion of January 6th helped to remind the audience of the immediate repercussions. Colbert's demand for public attention and engagement in the political process, concerning divisive speech and the significance of keeping officials accountable for their words and deeds, mirrors a broader mood in American society about the necessity for active citizenship. His message emphasizes that in an era of intensified political division and assaults on democratic principles, the role that each citizen may play will mean protecting democracy. Social media users' responses to Colbert's monologue underscore the impact of prominent personalities on the formation of political discourse. His ability to use his platform to promote democratic values and voice the worries and anxieties of a large number of Americans about the country's future shows the influence that entertainment and the media have on politics. Finally, Colbert's assessment of Trump. Despite its comedic origins, it offers a thoughtful analysis of the status of American democracy. It expresses the concerns and difficulties the country is facing and highlights the value of civic participation, responsibility, and upholding democratic standards in the face of possible dangers. A large audience has found great resonance in Stephen Colbert's criticism of former President Donald Trump and his effects on democracy, underscoring the influence of media figures on public opinion. Colbert's style of fusing humor with sober political analysis on important national issues has made difficult and frequently contentious subjects more approachable and interesting for a large number of viewers. Beyond amusement, his dedication to talking about how democratic standards are eroding and how important leadership and accountability are goes a long way toward raising public awareness of the problems facing American democracy. Colbert has established a forum for a variety of viewpoints by bringing in a wide range of guests, such as politicians, professionals, and political analysts, which has encouraged a more thoughtful and informed dialogue. Colbert's willingness to engage in political discourse both on and off the program emphasizes how influential public figures can be in advancing democratic norms and civic involvement. Beyond his work as a talk show presenter, his support for groups that uphold democratic institutions and promote public engagement in the political process shows his dedication to these ideals. Moreover, Colbert's pointing out of how Trump's actions have worldwide ramifications and how democratic movements are interconnected everywhere expands the discussion's focus, serving as a constant reminder to viewers of the crucial importance of preserving democratic principles. Colbert's criticism has a big influence on popular opinion. His capacity to provoke viewers' critical thought on the governance of democracy. Furthermore, the use of comedy and satire to promote civic duty is evidence of the media's ability to shape public opinion and political activity. A wide range of legal actions, including election interference cases brought by Special Counsel Jack Smith and the Fulton County District Attorney, as well as civil litigation, including the ACM video phone endeavor and the E. Jean Carroll defamation claim. Willis. People underestimate the complexity of the problems surrounding Trump. Every one of these instances adds to the larger story about Trump's post-presidential period, which is characterized by close legal scrutiny. The application of RICO laws in some situations and the analysis of Trump's eligibility for the Republican primary ballots in 2020 and 24 under the 14th Amendment further highlight the legal complexities involved. The request for Justice Clarence Thomas was made by Congressman Jamie Raskin. Withdrawal from relevant Supreme Court cases can complicate the matter further by adding legal and political complexities. It is impossible to overestimate how these trials may affect Trump's political prospects in the future. Guilty verdicts in any of these matters could significantly impact his chances of winning public office, influencing legislation, and maintaining his position in the Republican Party. The trials are not just court cases. They are also open-ended public debates about Trump's behavior and his commitment to morality and democratic values. Outside of the courtroom, the continuous change in American society and its ideals is reflected in the new laws that Texas is enacting on matters such as voting rights, marijuana, gun control, and diversity initiatives. Even though these laws are unrelated to Trump's legal troubles, they nonetheless highlight how dynamic and frequently acrimonious American politics are. These events have raised questions about his financial activities and made his legal troubles more serious. The main focus of the inquiry is the possibility that Jordan committed financial misconduct. This is a serious accusation that, if confirmed, could have a significant impact on Jordan's reputation and career. The possible obstruction of justice issue adds another layer of intricacy to the case. Suggesting that the inquiry's purview is wide-ranging and includes a number of his professional endeavors. Jim Jordan's reply to these charges. Strong denials and accusations of political intent are characteristic of the intensely polarized and volatile political climate in the United States. His fans, like him, believe that the inquiry specifically targets a well-known Republican. On the other hand, because of his close relationship with the former president, Donald Trump, his detractors and opponents see the probe as an essential step in guaranteeing responsibility and preserving the rule of law. They contend that Jordan's ongoing involvement with legal matters raises concerns over his reliability and appropriateness for public office. It is crucial to uphold the assumption of innocence and due process rights as the investigation goes on. We must allow the legal process to continue without bias or predetermined conclusions until guilt is proven. The main goal should be to compile information and conduct a fair and exhaustive investigation to determine the truth. If you thought this video was informative, feel free to share your opinions in the comments section below. Give us the go-ahead. Trump receives negative news from Attorney General FANI Willis regarding the Georgia election meddling trial. Trump will now have to deal with the evidence against him more sternly. I will go over everything in depth in this brief video. Please click the subscribe button and enable notifications before we get started, so that you may start receiving our daily breaking news continuously. I am grateful. Willis seems to be drawing the legal boundaries closer. Other co-defendants and former federal prosecutor Harry Litman anticipate further plea agreements in the Georgia case against Trump. Among the 18 accused, they are anticipated to come next. Important individuals have agreed to make bargains to cure, including former Justice Department official Jeffrey Clark and former Trump attorneys Sidney Powell, John Eastman, and Kenneth Chesterbrough. Litman's forecast of additional agreements implies that as more co-defendants decide to work with prosecutors, Trump's legal troubles in Georgia may get more complex. According to Newsweek, 12th, the 13-count indictment against Trump is filed under Georgia's Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations RICO law. The accusations center on Trump's alleged coordination of efforts to rig the 2020 presidential election. Trump fiercely denies any wrongdoing in the face of these grave accusations, claiming that the claims about this requirement are driven by politics. It is impossible to overstate the significance of Trump's associates, including his former allies and attorneys, accepting pleas. These agreements frequently entail working with prosecutors, who can offer data and proof that could have an impact on the case as a whole. The cooperative attitude of these co-conspirators may also highlight possible weaknesses in Trump's case in the context of the judicial proceedings regarding his purported attempts to void the results of the 2020 election. The judicial proceedings regarding Trump's purported attempts to void the results of the 2020 election are characterized by significant political ramifications and high stakes. The findings of the probes may affect how the public views the former president's actions both during and after his administration. Attorney General FANI Willis, who is in charge of Georgia's prosecution of Trump, has not yet made a statement regarding the latest events. The 13 accusations against Trump signify a complicated and multidimensional legal struggle that goes well beyond the confines of the courtroom, especially in light of potential additional plea agreements. Trump's repeated claims that the allegations are politically motivated underscore the contentious character of the case. Political watchers and legal experts will be closely observing how these developments affect Trump's legal standing and any possible political fallout. The public can anticipate increased public scrutiny of the proceedings, possible disclosures from co-conspirators who cooperate with authorities, and wider ramifications for Trump's legal battles in Georgia as the legal drama plays out. The case is the subject of ongoing post-presidential legal challenges because of its complexity and the political context. Trump is laying out his plans in full in case he is defeated in the 2024 election. Using his social platform, former President Donald Trump warned on Friday, in all caps, that if he is not elected in 2024, America will face a catastrophic financial collapse and a new Great Depression. Trump ranted on social media, asserting that inflation, which some sources claim has increased by more than 30% over the past 3 years, has destroyed consumer purchasing power and led to a weakened economy. According to Ross Story's report on Saturday, December 30th, he continued by asserting that the only thing keeping the economy afloat at the moment is the legacy of the measures implemented during his administration. The fumes of what we achieved under the Trump administration are the only things sustaining the economy. The whole reason the stock market is rising is because institutions and people think I will win the 2020 presidential election. Fourth, Trump persisted in his ominous forecasts, claiming that if he was unable to win back the president, there would be a stock market meltdown greater than the one that occurred in 1929 and a new Great Depression. A well-known rallying call underscored his menacing prediction. Restore greatness to America. This latest declaration mirrors Trump's previous remarks made in September at a rally in South Dakota, where he solemnly acknowledged that we're most likely entering a Great Depression, something I've never said in public before. I hate to say that, but I have to say it in this state. I sincerely appreciate you staying until the very end. Please share your thoughts about this news with us in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. See you in the upcoming news. America, God bless you. Goodbye.